Good morning. It's Monday the 28th of March. The other weekend, Paul and I were driving towards Buckden. It was quite early in the morning and the road was very quiet. Just one car ahead in the distance. There was nothing untoward and we could enjoy the beautiful morning. And then the car in front stopped. The road's narrow and it wasn't possible to see why it had stopped, but I had no choice but to wait behind it. It seemed like a lot of time passed, although it probably wasn't really. To our left there was a field with quite a few sheep in it. A few were near the road, busily enjoying the grass, but then we noticed that several others were on the move, all in the same direction. We thought that maybe the farmer had brought some food, or maybe because the car in front had stopped, that the sheep were being moved from one field to one across the road. Only then, to add to the mystery, we saw a man who we thought might be the farmer running up the road and leapfrog over a wall. By this time there were quite a few other cars behind us, as no one could go anywhere. It became clear that the sheep had somehow escaped from the field. Once some had got onto the road, most of the others were then following. They were all just milling around in the road until the farmer and the dog managed to get them back into the field and secure the gate. Whilst all this was happening and we were watching with interest, one of the drivers in a car behind started beeping his horn, clearly unhappy at being held up. I've no idea what they thought they were going to achieve by doing this. It wasn't as if anyone could get around the sheep, or that we'd decided to randomly park on the road. It left me wondering about patience as we set off again once the sheep were back in the field. We all get impatient at times. I wonder whether we hide it well or let our feelings show. Are you a person that likes things done immediately, or are you more laid back and not in a hurry? Maybe it depends on what it is. If you're in a hurry to get somewhere for a certain time, you may be more impatient than if you've got plenty of time. If you like to arrive on time, it's more stressful being held up than if you aren't worried about being late. I wonder, though, how we are with God's timing and being patient. Do we expect an immediate answer to our prayers, for ourselves and for others? Do we want God to show us where we should be going without any waiting? Joyce Meyer, a Bible teacher who has written many Christian books, says waiting for answers is a fact of life. Nobody gets out of it. So the question is not if we'll wait, but rather how we'll wait. She says that we can either wait passively or expectantly. Waiting passively means you hope something good will happen and you just sit around and wait to see if it does. Expectant waiting is hopeful, waiting for something to happen, believing with a heart full of hope that the answers will soon be found. In the book of Acts, chapter 16, we read about Paul and Silas waiting in jail, whilst they sang hymns praising God. Suddenly a great earthquake shook the prison. The doors were open and their chains were unfastened. God had acted in a mighty way. So the next time you're forced to wait, for whatever reason, I invite you to think about how you are waiting and where is God in the waiting. Let us pray. Loving God, we know that your time is not our time. Teach us patience and reliance on you, knowing that you are our God in whom we can trust. Amen.